they're ready for this. You know what time it is? It's about that time of the week to showcase what you got, the talent that we have. It's a whole lot. You can sing, you can dance, you can rap, you can write. It doesn't matter. You know what time it is? Put your hands in the sky and wave them side to side. Every foot alive. It's Talented Thursday with Kimberly E. Shell. Let's go. I don't think they're ready for this. You know what time it is? It's about that time of the week to showcase what you got, the talent that we have. It's a whole lot. You can sing, you can dance, you can rap, you can write. It doesn't matter. You know what time it is? Put your hands in the sky and wave them side to side. Every foot alive. It's Talented Thursday with Kimberly E. Shell. Let's go.
Hey, everybody. How you doing out there? Welcome to another episode of Talented Thursdays. I want to know if you all can hear me out there. So I want to do a quick check. If you can hear me, go ahead and put a thumbs up in the comment. I'm not sure what's going on with my mic right now. I hope you all are doing well. Hello, greetings to you, Charlene from Florida. Great to see you as usual. Thank you so much for coming in. You all know what this. Let's see. Let me just keep it real. Y'all know I love to keep it real. She said, yes, ma'am. You can hear me. Thank goodness, because I can't hear me right now. But with that being said, I am so glad that you all are here tonight again for another episode. Today has been crazy, y'all. You know I like to keep it real with you, right? I like to let you know what the truth is, the truth behind the podcast, right? Every episode I love doing. I love coming to you all week after week after week. And this week is no different, except there are so many things that are going on behind the scenes. So come on in the room. Make sure you come on in and tell a friend that Talented Thursdays is on. I'm so glad to see Charlene, one of my mentors out of Florida. It's so good, again, to have you here. Make sure that you all are sharing, that you like the video, that you tell somebody about Talented Thursdays. Welcome in from wherever you are watching tonight. So let me tell y'all, today is one of those days where it gets down to the wire. To the wire, to the last minute, to where I'm running. I'm like, whoo, trying to get to the, my computer so I can get to you all. But that's life. That's what happens, right? And so tonight's episode could not be more real for me. Tonight, we're talking about the show must go on. The show must go on. Entertainment, pivoting, and just the power of reinvention, y'all. So let's get started. Go ahead and shout out where you're watching from. Make sure you put it in the comments here. And let's get ready for another episode of Talented Thursdays.
I don't think they're ready for this. You know what time it is? It's about that time of the week to showcase what you got, the talent that we have. It's a whole lot. You can sing, you can dance, you can rap, you can write. It doesn't matter. You know what time it is? Put your hands in the sky and wave them side to side. Every foot alive. Talented Thursday with Kimberly E. Shell. Let's go.
Let's go. Again, Charlene is watching with us. She said Jacksonville, Florida is in the building. Welcome in. And to each of y'all, hey, y'all. Hey, family. Good evening and welcome in. Thank y'all for joining me tonight because it's actually the perfect example of entertainment life, but also what we're talking about again, because it's so important, and that's the pivot. Tonight is perfect for me to talk about this because, again, there have been so many things that have been going on this week for me that could have thrown me out of tonight. But I said, I'm going to see my people. So I'm so glad that you all showed up for me. Also, my guest for tonight had to cancel as well. So I had to prepare, something special for you all tonight. And I totally understand that things happen. Again, the show must go on. So they were very, apologetic about the situation. But again, things happen and I get it. Some things are just out of our control. And so for those of you who are desiring to start a podcast, these are some of the things that happen, and you still want to come and meet with your people. And Charlene, thank you so much. She said God knew. Yes, He did. Y'all know sometimes I could just have tears in my eyes, and it's not about my guests. It's just life in general. Sometimes with things, and I just got to be real. Life be life, but God is bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still excited to be here. So I just had to do what I've been learning to do and what I've talked about even recently, and that is pivoting. When things don't go exactly as we planned, we have to be able to push forward. There is no business like show business, right? You can have a million things going on, but you got to give the people what they want. Now, for those of you who are music heads out there, you might have caught that I just gave you two songs, right? So one was There's No Business Like Show Business from the musical Annie Get Your Gun. And the other is Give the People What They Want by the OJs, okay? So again, things in the entertainment industry teach you that you have to be able to pivot, you have to be able to shift, you have to be able to move. And like I said, the show goes on. So tonight we're talking about entertainment, maybe reinvention of ourselves, celebrity headlines, all types of things. And yeah, so let's just get started. All right. So one thing I've learned from interviewing entertainers and being around this industry is that adaptability is a superpower. You have to be able to adapt. For those of you who are fans of, those in the entertainment industry and those who are doing things such as myself, whether it's podcasting or, working in another part of the industry, you have to be able to adapt. Every guest is not the same. Every celebrity is not the same. You get those who are kind. You get those who are big on television or big in music. And then when you talk to them, they're small, not small as in a small person, but they're soft. They rather be at home somewhere reading a book. And so you have to be able to adapt and pull the best out of a situation. Again, guests cancel. Like I said, my guest for tonight had to cancel, and that is not the first person that is canceled. And I don't know why. Who told me, y'all, to develop a show that's live every week without a crew? Because I don't have a whole crew behind me, okay? It's me. Hello. So it's crazy. You get what I'm saying? Week after week after week, I really don't know what's going to break forth. You know what I'm saying? And so doing this live is fun because I get to talk to you all in the comments and just be able to have you all ask questions of the guests and things like that. But there are some challenges that come with it, such as this. If I was a show that was pre-recorded, honey, we'd be rolling, and I would be somewhere eating buns, but it doesn't happen like that. Thursday night is the night that I come and sit with you. In entertainment, shows get canceled, right? So I was thinking about like a show or a couple of shows that I really enjoy that have gotten canceled. So one of those shows, I don't know if you all have seen it, is called Unprisoned. Unprisoned with Kerry Washington, who we know from Scandal, and Delroy Lindo, who I have loved since Crooklyn. Okay. So he played her father. She was a therapist in this show. And she was a single parent, and her father got out of prison. And of course, the saga just began to unfold, right? So I believe that show is based on a true story, but it was heartwarming. And at times it was comical. Carrie would sometimes go back to her inner child, and you would see her inner child going back and forth with her, almost like I'm gonna give my age away and stuff, but almost like a Ally McBeal feel. I don't know if you remember the dancing baby and all of that, but there were so many great things about this show. It taught some life lessons, and when I thought it would be renewed, y'all, it wasn't. It was canceled, and I really liked uh Unprisoned. And of course, those two actors are amazing anyway. Another show that I thought would be renewed that I loved was called Grand Crew. Now, I don't know if you all knew about the show Grand Crew, but it was based in California, and they would go and sit down and talk. And, it was just this group of friends, and it was the comedian Nicole Byer was in it, and Colton Dunn, who, if you are a fan of Superstore, he was in the wheelchair, in Superstore. Echo Kellum, who played Noah, he was one of my favorite actors on there as well, and so many other great actors. And I thought that this show was hilarious, y'all. To me, it was like the black version of Cheers. You get what I'm saying? Like, you had all these characters. They met in like this wine bar all the time, and things just began to unfold. It was funny stories. It was love stories that was happening, and I looked forward to watching their antics like week after week. And then it was nothing. It was nothing. That's the entertainment business. You're looking forward to the next season of your favorite show, and it's like, what is happening? I don't see it. I'm on Google. I'm trying to find out when the next, season is coming. And honey, all I saw was canceled. So I didn't even understand why. Things happen all the time. My sister in the building, she said, "Hey, sissy, hello to my sister Chanel." She said, "My types of show," says, "Yes, indeed." I'm so proud of you, Chanel. Let me just take a quick moment to say that my sister is out there doing her thing. She has written several books. She is also a life coach. So you all follow Chanel Sanders. She has a lot to say and a testimony that is out of this world. Thank you for joining me tonight, sis. So yeah, you all, I I know that things change all the time, and we have to be ready for them. And not only in the entertainment business. I talk about entertainment, and I talk about celebrities, and also, just up and coming artists, authors. I talk about a lot of people, but this show is basically for, musicians and singers, and people in the entertainment industry to come. But it happens in life, period, where you have to pivot. People get divorced, people lose loved ones, we get sick, all types of things. Let me not say we get sick. Let me reverse that in Jesus' name. We don't get sick. What I'm saying is things happen in life, y'all. You get what I'm saying? And we have to be able to shift to be able to move into what comes next. So I was like, what else has happened? Let's see. Some tours. People plan these elaborate tours, and they're like, I want to see my fans, right? So tours change as well. So I'm just going to talk about a few of them that have changed. And I think all of these happened this year, if I'm not mistaken. Dolly Parton. Y'all know Dolly Parton. Working 9 to 5. Y'all know Dolly. So, anyhow, Dolly Parton just canceled her 6 night show in Vegas. It's canceled, but it wasn't even supposed to start until September. But she's been battling with health challenges. Post Malone, for those of you who like hip hop, rap, Post Malone just postponed his tour from May to June. Oh, that was a play on words, right? Post Malone, postpone. That's kind of like a flow. Y'all could get that one to me. Post Malone postponed his tour from May to June due to wanting to finish his double album for his fans. So, going on tour basically was going to take time away from him working on his project. And so he pushed it back. The Pussycat Dolls. Y'all remember them? Nicole, I want to say Schles. I'm gonna take my time. Schlesinger. Y'all know the song. Don't you wish your girlfriend was? Y'all know that song, right? Hot Like Me. So they were going on tour as well. They had a 53-night tour across the US and Europe. But for some reason, they canceled all the US dates except one. And I believe that one is in LA. Megan Trainor was also going on tour and canceled due to having a new baby, a new album, and more. However, people are saying that's not why she canceled. They're saying that her tickets weren't selling, and that's the real reason. Now, I can only say that these things, you all, are alleged, allegedly, because it's what I read. I have not talked to any of these people to ask them why they canceled. But what I'm saying is, this is their job. If music is their industry, this is their job, and they are having to cancel some things. So, how do we pivot? Life happens and things change, and we got to know how to roll with the punches, right? So let's talk about viral moments for a moment, okay? So people are always talking about wanting to go viral. If you're a content creator, there's a lot of work that goes into creating content. I just want y'all to know that. I want to pause there for a moment because you may see a 1-minute video. I was talking to someone about this recently who is a content creator as well. You may see a 1-minute video that took somebody 2 hours to do. Literally. They have to get it right. It has to be entertaining. You have to develop the script or whatever you're doing. It takes a long time. And people may look at it and say, okay. They don't press like or it doesn't get pushed out for some reason. Content creation is hard work. People are getting paid for it. But let me tell you, it takes a team of people to get these things done. Dr. Desron Marlo Heron is in the building. He says she's talking about me, the content creator. Not exactly, you all. I'm not talking about him, but he can have it tonight. You know how you have those brothers. This is my god brother who wants to come in and starts to mess with me. I'm telling y'all, we just here to have a good time tonight. Like I said, it's all about pivoting. I'm glad to see you, Marlo. Thank you so much for being in the room tonight. You know that I need you. Okay, I need you here. So yeah, I want to talk about viral moments. So y'all remember the video where the little boy said, "Ow, Charlie, you bit my finger." It was everywhere, right? Everywhere. Those kids are big now. As a matter of fact, I saw a story somewhere that was like, where are they now? It seemed like it was yesterday, but it's gone. It happened and it's gone. What about the listen, Linda? Y'all remember the little boy that was like, "Listen, Linda," and everybody started saying that when they was trying to get somebody together. Now, listen, Linda. Nobody's name was Linda. Nobody. Even the little girl, I don't know if you all saw her, but she said it to her teacher. Her teacher was getting her together, telling her, I believe she needed to take a nap or something. And she told her teacher, "Listen, Linda." The teacher said, "My name is not Linda." We remember those funny things, right? But they do not last always. You have to continue to shift and grow. Exactly, Chanel. Listen, Linda. Listen, okay? More recently, we can talk about the Dubai chocolate, how everybody wanted to taste that chocolate, right? It's special. It's like green and it seems like I don't know if it's coconut in it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's no, it's not coconut. It's some type of shredded. If you all know in the comments, go ahead and tell me because I'm not sure exactly what it is. But everybody was going for this Dubai chocolate because it was luxurious. Everyone was talking about it. We wanted to taste it. We wanted to engage with it. We wanted to do videos about it because we had it, you know? But it's not as big as it was when it first came out. Somebody said it's nasty. I wouldn't say it's nasty. I guess it depends on where you get it from. Where you get it from. Desiree said, I'm sleepy, but I'm here to support. I think when you don't have a guest, you should show trending TikTok creators and let's laugh all night. Okay, he's telling me use somebody else's content. All right, I hear you, Desron. I don't know, but I am taking ideas tonight. I will take that into consideration. I may just show some things one day. So yeah, we talked about the chocolate and boots on the ground. Everybody was doing boots on the ground. There was nowhere you could go, including the store that was playing boots on the ground. You had people who ain't never put on a cowboy hat with cowboy hats on, right? You had people with these big fans clacking them in folks' ear. Clack, clack, clack. Boots on the ground. Huge. We don't hear it as much anymore, but it had its moment. So we have to think about like what's next. And you could not go anywhere without hearing dun, 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 mustard. They not they not like us, right? We heard it everywhere. But things fade, y'all. Those in entertainment have to know that we are only popular as long as the people agree. You know, public opinion of us changes overnight. So that's why you have to go into entertainment or whatever field that you choose doing what you love. If you don't love it, it's going to get old quick. You have to love it. In the end of it all, are you doing what truly makes you happy? That's a question. I need y'all to drop the comment in the drop your answer in the comment section. Are you really doing what makes you happy? People who survive are not necessarily the most talented. They're the people who know how to what? Pivot. That's the word of the night. Those who know how to pivot. I enjoy having guests, but our one-on-ones I enjoy as well. So, what could have been disappointment tonight became content, right? It becomes content. What's a time that you had to pivot unexpectedly? I'm doing what makes me happy. This is one of the comments from Desron. I'm doing what makes me happy, but not in the right city. And there we go. And we have to think about that. Excuse me, you all, and consider those things. You may be doing what you love, but sometimes there's a price that goes with it, right? So Desron has one of the jobs of his dreams, but it's not in the city where he necessarily wants to be. And some of you all may be doing some of those things as well. You may be doing what you love, but it's costing you something. There's a price that comes with it. And so then you have to ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price or am I going to, turn things around and lose something in order to gain somewhere else? Charlene said, I was self employed for 10 years, but had to pivot back into full time employment. That's huge, right? A decade working for yourself and pivoting back into full time employment. Absolutely. That is a game changer. And for whatever reason, she had to make that choice. But it was an important choice, and the decision had to be made. And sometimes we have time to pivot, like slowly. And then, like tonight, I didn't have time. I had to get something together. in the midst of things that are going on, which I told you all, and come to you tonight. I didn't have a long time to say, okay, am I going to do the show? Am I not going to do the show? Am I going to talk about this? Am I going to? It was like boom, boom, boom. So sometimes the pivot comes quickly, and sometimes you need to rest into that thing and ask God what's next. We always need to ask him what's next anyway. Desron says, so you want to preach now, huh? I hear you. And the flow master is on here. Hello, hello. He said, that's right. That's right. That's right. Good to see you. Desron said, Kimberly, what is your talent? Wow. That's a good question, Desron. A good question. You know, I have several talents. I have several things that God has given me, but my pivot came when I decided to share one of my gifts. I think I'm doing what I truly love. So I sing, I write, I do poetry, I act. There are so many gifts that God has given me. And if I focused on all of them at one time, I would never be able to accomplish some of the things that I have accomplished. And so I took a step back from singing, from doing a number of things to say, I want to promote other people. I want people to be uplifted. I'm always about people. I think that's a gift as well, that God has given me a gift to love and encourage and inspire others. And so that's why I started Talented Television first. And then, of course, Talented Thursdays. And for those who don't know, Talented Thursdays was a pivot because Talented Television, which I started back in 2018, was a show where I would go out and meet with the guests face to face, and I would have to come home and edit video, but it was great to see people in their environment and to just have that one-on-one feel. And then COVID hit, and so when that happened, I had to shift. It was like, oh my God, I'm about to lose my show. I've been doing this for some years now. What do I do? But I was watching The View, and I was watching other TV shows, and they were all doing it from home because no one could, be in each other's presence. We didn't even know when we were going to be able to see some of our family members. But it was my outlet. So God showed me how to pivot. And I was talking to a great friend of mine, and I said, what if I start doing, what's a good night? I got Talented. Should I do Tuesdays or Thursdays? Should I do 7 p.m. or should I do 6? Should I do that? Pivot came. It was necessary, but it put me into a position where I have met so many other people and have been able to connect with so many people around the country, and even around the world versus just people here in my city of Las Vegas. The Flow Master said, hello, I dig the pivot. The ability to admit when you are wrong is a pivot. 100%. That is a pivot. When you can say, oh, I messed up. Some people will never say, forgive me. Some people will never say, my bad. However we want to say it, I apologize. But when we realize that we've messed up, or when we've done something wrong or done something in error and turn from our ways, it's a great thing. It's a pivot. You are absolutely right. My mother, my biggest fan, is on here. She said, what do you gain when you have to pivot? Sometimes you don't know what you have until you are made to pivot or shift. Absolutely right. I agree 100%. Pivoting in this arena in Talented Thursdays has caused me to stretch out, because again, with Talented Television, I was only doing it once a month, y'all. Once a month. I was saying, hey, y'all. And you wouldn't see me again to the following month. Talented Thursdays was something I wanted to do live. And now I see you all week after week after week, as long as the good Lord allows. And so that pivot caused me to stretch. And it does not always feel good. If I can be honest, y'all, sometimes I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like I told you tonight, I slid in like, hey, but it was last minute. Trying to get my last little notes together, trying to get my mindset, turning my music off, telling my little device, hey, stop the music. It's time. Y'all know what the song says. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time for Talented Thursdays, right? So, yeah, so here we are tonight. And I am so glad to be with you all. So let's just keep moving forward. Let's talk about some unforgettable moments that have happened in television. Let's see what Charlene said. She said, that's why we have to be instant in season and out. That's right. In season and out. We have to be instant. She talking Bible. You hear me? We got to be ready. The world would say it this way: stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Chanel says time, and we are here. And I'm so glad that you all are, for sure. So, again, we're going to talk about some unforgettable live moments, things that happen when we are live. Because when something happens live, there is no edit button, right? It happens right in that season. Like right now, for those of you who may be listening to the podcast, you may not know this, but those that are watching do. I just had to, use my Kleenex. We live right now, but my nose is running for some reason. It does that sometimes, y'all. I don't know if it's the lights or whatever the case is. We're here, we're live, and things happen. Sometimes when things happen live, again, there's no edit button, no redos, no time out. You just got to keep the ball rolling. And honestly, that's why people love watching live television and live entertainment, because you never know what's going to happen. So let's talk about some. Steve Harvey announcing the wrong winner at Miss Universe, right? That moment became legendary because everybody was shocked. But it also revealed how brutal live TV can be, right? We were all shocked. Steve was shocked. But it goes back to even what the Flowmaster said, who is from Carmichael, California. It goes back to what he said about, admitting when you were wrong. In that instant, Steve had to bring a softer side and admit, I messed up. Even though some say that it wasn't his fault, that was the name that was given. There are all types of things, and we may never really know, but it happened. But they had to continue on, right? What about Will Smith? Will, okay, y'all. Will Smith walked on stage during the Oscars confronting Chris Rock. We saw it. Even if you weren't watching the Oscars, you saw the playback about 1,000 times when he was like, keep my wife's name, what? I heard y'all say it out there, out of your mouth. Right. So this was a time that people did not expect. It was not scripted that we know of. I don't think it was scripted. I truly feel that it was real, and it brought about so many different things. I mean, I don't know if some shows will ever be the same due to that happening, but those are things that happen live. Um, Man, there have been moments where people have lip synced, and they've been caught lip syncing. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. Yeah. Um, what else? Jennifer Hudson, when she sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl after everything that she had just gone through. That was a major moment that still had to take place live. And Kanye West, y'all. You remember him interrupting Taylor Swift at the VMAs, right? Because he wanted to, get his point across at that very moment. That one interruption changed conversations for years. What all these moments prove is simple: live entertainment is unpredictable. But sometimes the unpredictable moments become the unforgettable moments. They really do. Let's see. Remember bloopers that brought about a funny side on TV? You've been punked is one show. Absolutely. So we did. We had bloopers, things that happened on live TV. I love there's a news anchor out of, I don't know if he's in Texas, but he is hilarious. There are things that happen all the time. Um with him and his coworkers, and he's cracking up. His name begins with a D. If you all know his name, drop it in the comments. But he is hilarious. I can't think of his name right now, but there are things that happen. I've worked in the newsroom. Um, it's live. It's live. There were times where they would give us a break. I would go in at like 4 in the morning. I would do the 5 o'clock news, and I would go on break. And I would have a break probably till almost noon. But you couldn't go far because what if there was breaking news? You had to be around the newsroom, right? So there are all types of things that happen. And I've had my own moments on this show where I almost lost it in laughter. So, for those of you who know me, I love to laugh. I have a very serious side, but I also have a very comical side, and I will crack up. So, there was an episode, there's been a couple of episodes actually, if I'm being honest, but there was an episode where one of my friends was on. And I'm not going to tell you which friend, so you can go back and see it. But there was a friend of mine, and we were having a conversation, and someone commented, right? I put the comment up on the screen, and I was having challenges reading, deciphering, I should say, what they wrote. And so as I was reading it, and I kept reading it seriously, my friend looked at me and gave me a look like, now, girl, you want to laugh. And I lost it, y'all. I did. I literally had to think of something else in a way where I could go ahead and close the show out. It was hilarious. We talk about it still. Whenever he calls me, he gives me the little line and we laugh. But it happens. It happens live, and the show must go on. Trina Latrice, hello, hello, sister. This is my great friend from California. She said, "Don't I know it, jokester." Trina, don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody. But yes, indeed, some great moments. They happen live. Unexpected moments happen live, but we got to expect the unexpected, and the audience usually remembers how you recovered more than the mistake itself. Evangelist Hurdy Randolph said, "We have family pivots all the time. We love to laugh. We do." I had to share with someone the other day because we were literally laughing at a time where someone else would have probably been just shaken up. And I said to the man, I said, "This is just what we do. We laugh. It's laughter is good medicine. That's what the Bible tells us. Laughter is good medicine." And so, honey, I've had my doses, and I take my doses on a daily, and I invite you to take yours, okay? Michael Miller is watching from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello, hello, my brother. Thank you for tapping in tonight. Blessings to you and to your family as well. Thank you so much. Now, I want to pivot a little bit more, you all. Let's talk about Sherri Shepherd. If you know me, you know that I love me some Sherri Shepherd, okay? I have really enjoyed her since like Jamie Foxx days, right? She was hilarious on there. I love her as a actor, as a comedian. There was a movie, if Desron is still on here, I don't know if he is, but if he is, he could tell me the name of the movie because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But we would be cracking up as Sherry in that movie. Trina said, a whole family of jokesters. Yes, indeed, honey. You know that we love to laugh. But I've liked her, like I said, since the Jamie Foxx days. And I've always enjoyed her because she's funny. I just feel like if we met, we'd be friends. We'd be friends. Me and Sherry, we would get along. As a matter of fact, someone posted recently on one of my videos that and told me that I remind them of Sherry because our personalities are similar. And I thought that was great because I really want to play one of her sisters or something on a sitcom or in a movie or something because I just think we would vibe. You get what I'm saying? I think Sherry and I would vibe. So in February, I don't know if I told you all, but it was such a blessing because I got to be in her virtual audience. It was for her single and seasoned group, and I was one of the people that her producers chose to be on the show. And so I was at home, but I was on Sherry. And so some of the gifts they gave away and all of those things, they mailed them right on out to my home. So I'm like, thank you, Sherry. I was one step closer to my girl. So it was a lot of fun. Then I got a call back, y'all. They reached out to me again. I shouldn't say a call back. I got a touch base back, if that makes sense. They emailed me and asked me if I wanted to be on another virtual show. So I did. I recorded it and everything. It was about relationships and all of that. Cause your girl's still out here single, as a Pringle or single as a dollar bill. But anyway, they didn't air that part because they ran out of time. So they aired a couple of people, but they did not air my portion of it because B2K was on there that day. But anyway, long story short was I was still a little bit closer. But before any of that, before I was on the show in February, before they called me back for the show, I saw that Sherry was coming to Las Vegas. And this was around my birthday. And I got my ticket immediately because I'm like, I'm going to see my friend. I'm going to support my friend. So I recently got the chance to see her in person at the Make It Make Sense tour here in Las Vegas. So I just want to say, first of all, that Sherry is sweet. She is such a sweetheart. One thing that I like about her is that I really feel that she cares about people. So you have celebrities who look down their nose at you, because I'm a celebrity and they forget where they come from. But Sherry seems to be the type of person like she from Chicago. I'm a Midwest girl as well. And we just love people. If we love you, we love you. If we rocking with you, we rocking with you. And that's how I feel she is. And so for her show here, she did an interview with one of the with a few of the girls from ladies, excuse me, a few of the ladies from the radio station here, and one of them is a comedian. And so Sherry was like, she opened up the floor. She was like, I'm going to give you the opportunity to open up the show. And she did just that. And she did an awesome job. And so I am grateful for, situations like that because that happened with me with B Slade. B Slade was on my show. We were just talking about him and Jay Ree, which is an artist here in Las Vegas. And that was my first time talking to him in person. I met him years ago, but a one-on-one conversation type thing. And he invited me to his show. And he said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to have you introduce Jay Ree. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Those are the type of opportunities and people that deserve to be in the place that they're in. Those are the type of people who deserve to be in the place that they're in. And those are the type of opportunities that are priceless, that your fans and up and coming people will never forget. So again, the live experience was amazing. The audience was great. They enjoyed her. You know how Sherry come out and she's so itty bitty. She's probably my height. We're how can we say it? Vertically challenged, fun sized, whatever you want to call it. But she came out like, "Hey, family." And I'm like, "Hey, Sherry." It was good to see my girl, you know. So just the professionalism of the show, all of that. There was one particular part of the show, you know, that could have, but all in all, my girl did her thing, and I am so proud of her. One thing that I respect is that people in entertainment have to keep showing up publicly, even when things change, right? So we all know that Sherry is going through the cancellation of her show. We just talked about shows being canceled. Sherry's show is another show that I cannot understand why it's being canceled. She talked about it a little bit during the tour because people were asking her questions and such. And, you know, I just feel like Sherry is going to bounce back. If anybody knows how to pivot, I believe that she will pivot and that she's going to be great. She's whatever she chooses to do, it will be great. So we have to remember that resilience is what matters in any walk of life. Again, I'm talking a lot about entertainment because that's what Talented Thursdays is about. But whatever your field is, bounce back. When things come, bounce back. I believe that Sherry is going to bounce back. I was able to bounce back tonight, even though I made it. We made it. We're here and we having a great time. I always have a great time when my family is in the room with me. My friends are in the room with me. I appreciate you all. My people are here. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I also think when changes come, we have to think about how far we come. Let me say that one more time. When changes come, we have to think about how far we've come. Like, if you look back over your life and all the things that you've come through, all the things that you've faced, all the situations that have blessed you, all the things that could have taken you down that didn't take you down, all the people that tried to break you that was unable to break you. When you look back over those things, then you could say, honey, this pivot is going to be nothing. And for me, it's like my God is going to get me through this because he always does. He never leaves me, he never forsakes me. We're going to make it. So you may face a pivot. Your pivot may not be today. Your pivot may be tomorrow. Your pivot may be next year. But I hope that you remember these words tonight, that you will be able to bounce back, right? So, in talking about Sherry, her career has been a pretty amazing journey, and I am sure it is not over yet. She says that she is the oldest person to ever receive a talk show. She received her talk show at 54 years old. So, that's exciting. That tells me that I still have time. I love doing what I'm doing, but I have dreams and aspirations of going even higher and getting greater in what I do so that I can touch the lives of others, right? I want other people to be inspired, to be encouraged, to be uplifted, to leave Talented Thursdays like, oh, I had a good time. If I don't know nothing else on Thursday night, I can tap in and something is going to touch me. That's what it's about for me. And y'all, now I'm getting a little, in my feelings because this is why I do what I do, because I genuinely care about people and I want to see people succeed and I want to see people happy. We have enough mess in this world. We have enough people who are trying to tear people down. We have enough people that don't want to see people succeed. So, those of us who do, let's do our best. Let's do our best to reach somebody else. Let's do our best to encourage somebody else. Let's do our best to move forward, right? So it's inspirational for me My friend is in the building, y'all. What's up, Jay Spady? Thank you for coming in, my friend. It's good to see you. Let's continue to encourage each other, you all, and lift each other up. It's exciting for Sherry. It's exciting for us who can keep dreaming and keep believing. I am doing well, Jay. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing wonderful. I hope you and your family are as well. So let's talk about this. Some things that entertainment teaches us about life. What does entertainment teach us about life? Chanel said, let's do our best. Yes, hands in the air, waving them like we just don't care. Yes, we got to do our best, sis. We do. 3 things entertainment teaches us about life. 1, stay ready. We already said stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. But stay ready because opportunities and cancellations both happen suddenly. Opportunities happen suddenly. You got to be ready to walk through that door. You got to be ready to go. If somebody asks Chanel tomorrow, hey, we're looking for a life coach, she'll be able to say, here I am. I have materials. This is what I have. This is what I do. She's ready. She's prepared, ready to go. Those are the things that we have to be getting in order, not when we get the call, but prior to the call. Be working on your craft. Be working on your gift. Stay ready because opportunities and cancellations both happen suddenly. Reinvent yourself. Number 2, people grow, brands grow, dreams grow. Reinvent yourself. Remember, I started with Talented Television. I pivoted to Talented Thursdays, which has allowed me to grow, which has allowed me to stretch. What are you doing to grow? If you own a store or you own whatever it is that you do, what's next? What's next? I often talk about a friend of mine who is in entertainment, and I was so, proud of him. And I'm like, you've done this, you've done that, He said, but Kim, it's not it. I have bigger dreams. Yes, I've accomplished these things and it's taken time, but there's still more. So keep reinventing yourself. And what else has entertainment taught us about life? Don't panic during the pivot. Sometimes the unexpected moments becomes the better moment. The unexpected moment may become your better moment. So pivot, y'all. So here we go. Tonight's show is proof of that. Because I could have thrown in the towel. I could have said, let me just put up a rebroadcast tonight because life has been lifing, and then my guests had to cancel, and so tonight I can't do it. No, tonight is an example of the show must go on. We got to keep moving forward in the face of adversity. We got to keep moving forward. So here's some positive affirmations for you all. I hope you will repeat after me. Are you ready? Are you listening? Positive affirmations. Repeat after me. I am built to adapt, grow, and succeed. I am built to adapt, grow, and succeed. Every setback is preparing me for something greater. I don't panic when plans change. I pivot. How y'all like that one? I don't panic when plans change. I pivot. My timing is still valid, even when life shifts unexpectedly. And it will. Something will come at the most inopportune time. And it's just life. But your timing is still valid. Sherry said she was 54 years old. I'm moving on up the ladder too, y'all. And I have not accomplished everything that I have wanted to do. But my timing is not my timing. My timing is in God's hands. And so I trust that what he has promised shall surely come to pass. So know that your timing is still valid. The next affirmation, I have everything I need to handle this season. You already got it. You are equipped. You are ready. Master P would say, you about it. You ready. You already got it, okay? I release disappointment and make room for new opportunities. There are so many things that can make us disappointed, that make us feel like, what's next? But we're releasing that. We're letting it go. I am resilient, creative, and capable. You got that bounce back. Bounce back. You got that bounce back. That bounce back. You got that. You got that bounce back, y'all. And this one was huge for me. What's meant for me will not miss me. Think about that. What's meant for me will not miss me. Evangelist Hurdy Randolph, entertainment teaches us that the whole world, I had a little frog. That was live, y'all. Entertainment teaches us that the whole world is a stage and everyone plays a part. That's right. That's a song. The whole world is a stage and everyone plays a part. Honey, it's the show that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friends. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Tonight reminded me of something important. Life does not always go according to plan, but sometimes the pivot is the purpose. Whether it's entertainment, business, relationships, or personal goals, keep showing up. Keep showing up for yourself. Even if you fell down, get back up again. Donnie McClurkin told you that. Get back up again. Get back up. Get back up again. Get up. Get up. And we've all fallen down at some point. But if you really want something, get up again. Keep moving forward. So thank you for rocking with me tonight. Remember to subscribe, to follow, to share, to comment, to tell somebody about Talented Thursdays. Y'all remember to pray for me. Pray for me. Keep me lifted up. This is what I enjoy doing, again, week after week after week. And I appreciate you all for showing up. 7 p.m. Tell your friends to pull up. Tell them to pull on up. You hear me? Charlene said, we watch this show to see and hear from you. Any guess, girl, don't make me cry. She said, any guess is the cherry on top. Thank you so very much. That means a whole lot. And Chanel said, you speak well, sister, and I had a time with you tonight. I enjoy you all. I'm telling you. And Chanel, again, I am so very proud of you and all the things that you are accomplishing. I see you. I see you, and I'm very proud of you. And I'm proud of each and every one of you for not just showing up for me, but for showing up for yourself day after day. This world is tough. This world is hard sometimes, but keep showing up and things will continue to get better and better. Remember, my loves, remember that the show must go on. Go ahead and pivot. I'll see you next week, 7 p.m., God willing, and saying the same. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please support by subscribing to Talented Television on YouTube.